Good morning. It's Tuesday. These videos that are coming out, it's Tuesday the 16th today of March. So I'm probably running a couple of weeks behind. You know, life gets in the way. Locked him in. I'm at London Gateway. I've just been on the dock. I came down here last night, stayed here last night. Got down here about 5:45, 5 o'clock. And I didn't have to be on the docks until 7 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, nice rest. Slept for about 9 hours. I was knackered. Yeah, good to go. So I've been on the docks. Come back into the yard, refueled, had a brew, and setting off now for a place called Stone, which is in Staffordshire, which is around, I don't know, 3.5 hours. Something like that, 3.5.
Enter the roundabout, take the second exit.
So it's basically up to the M25, round M1, M6, A34, in. It's a distribution centre, or logistics centre.
Enter the roundabout, take the second exit.
And after that, I've got no idea where I'm going. It's to be announced. Because it really depends on how long I'm going to be in this place unloading. Could be 1 hour, could be 6 hours, who knows?
Prepare to enter the roundabout after 0.6 miles.
So I thought I'd just bring you along. Just as I've come out of here and I'm getting onto the M25. I'm just down the Corriton bypass. And yeah, so you see if we see any fuckwittery. Sun's trying to come out.
After 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout, take the second exit onto the runway.
I'm not heavy. I think I've got about 13 ton on the back. Takes me to, I don't know, 31, 32, something like that.
Enter the roundabout, take the second exit.
Thought it'd be too good to be true. On the way up, I'm going to stop at services as you come off the M1 and go onto the M6. Just a little way up after that, there's a set of services. I can never remember the name of the services. But I'm gonna have a little break in there because I've got bags of time. I haven't got to be there till 2 o'clock at the moment. I've got to fit in a. I don't know whether I'll be able to.
After 1 mile.
I could all do it in one hit, but I'll be out there too early. Whilst I don't mind getting an hour early, 2.5 might be pushing it a bit. Well, 2 hours might be pushing it. So yeah, get up to there and have another little break. Have a brew and a pee. Excellent. My sort of day. Looks like I'm going to get through some windscreen washer fluid today. Goes to shitty. Just sitting there, dickhead. He could have accelerated. Instead he just sits there. And allows himself to run out of room. I don't know the mentality of some folks.
After 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout, take the second exit on distance at least 5 miles.
That's lack of confidence. All he had to do is put his foot down, drop a gear, drop a gear and accelerate. Drop in the third, and then go. Really isn't difficult. Especially when I was only doing about 30 miles an hour.
Take the second exit.
Sun is definitely trying to come out onto the roadworks. Now you've been on this road a few times with me. Can you see any difference? Is this bloke going to try and get round me? He's trying to, no. Stay back to me.
After 1.6 miles.
Oh, that man, what a start. That truck needs to get over. Jeez, don't drive on the white line, you knobber. Where do you think I'm going to go? He's going to come unstuck with that truck up ahead. If he does that as he tries to pass him, he's going to lose a wing mirror on the back of his truck. Decided against it, look, he pulled in. He did the right thing. Just accelerated. See, they got some tarmac going down there.
After 1,000 feet,
they're getting there, I suppose. It's just a slow old process. I mean, like I've said before, some roadworks you go along and there's noticeable progress every time you go up. Here I just don't. It's so, you see there is progress obviously, but it's minutely slow.
After a quarter of a mile, enter the roundabout, take the fifth exit towards A128 towards Horses.
See, it wants me to go up to the right here, and again, I've said before, it's not any quicker.
Enter the roundabout, take the fifth exit. Recalculating. Drive for 4.8 miles.
By going this way, the sat nav has actually said that I'll get there 2 minutes quicker. That's where that one at. Going to be overtaken on the inside. Seen me and held off. look at the rubbish. Hi Viz. Dries out, it's quite nice, but I don't know whether it's going to or not. I should have checked the weather really. I usually do. Stops are fairly straightforward. I was in and out in an hour, as opposed to, and that's because London Gateway is all automated. You know, you don't see anyone. It's touch screen as you go in, log in with a card, and then you, which is the same as Southampton. But at Southampton, you have to rely on train drivers and straddlers to get the boxes on and off. Whereas London Gateway, all they do is you go to the correct bay or correct pad, which has 5 bays in it. You can go into any bay, and there's 30 pads, and 30 slots, and each has 4 or 5 bays. Is it 5 or 6? 5? Oh, I can't remember. You reverse into one of those, you use a machine, you key your details in again, you your touch screen, put your card on, and it tells you, it verifies who you are. And then you wait for the machine to roll up and either take your box off or put it on. Simple as. So whereas there it takes an hour, well it took me an hour this morning, I was in and out within an hour. If I was down in Southampton now, that would be an hour a box. You've got to allow a minimum of an hour a box. And that's on a good day. Come on, little Thatcher. We'll go faster than that. I'm only doing 50. Mind you, we are in a 50 mile an hour limit, so well done for sticking to the speed. I just had a cup of milky coffee and it's warmed me right up. Got me a bit of a sweat on. Turn the heating down. So I'm about to get onto the M25, no dramas so far, apart from that one car that didn't want to do anything. This should be quite painless going around here, as long as you stay in the right lane, you're alright. But that's the trick, stay in the correct lane. And again, just because you are, doesn't mean that everybody else is. Correct lane now. Oh, she wasn't. He wasn't. M25 north.
After 1,000 feet, exit left towards M25 to Staffordshire.
Then this lane splits into 2. I want to be in the left, these 2 lanes. So over to the right to start off with. behind this tanker.
To Stansted.
And stay in your lane. Just so you can see a bit. Slow down, my son, before he came steaming in. Must be empty. Must be, 'cause he's not sloshing about. They've got baffles in them, but you still do see some movement.
Enter the roundabout. Take the 4th exit.
Blimey, 3 tankers left. That was a clunky gear change, Actos.
Take the 4th exit towards M1 to Stansted.
That white car in front of the tanker there, he was in the wrong lane. He cut in front of the tanker. It's going to stay green, I reckon. Committed now.
Drive for 4.9 miles.
A bit further than that. Come on, charge! We're charging. Coming up. Back off a bit. I'm not quick enough to get past the tanker. I'm doing the same speed. I'll see if I catch him up or not. Right. Bit of a gap. Let's see what happens. So anyway, that was getting on to the M25. No fuckery. No dramas. And the sun looks like it's coming out and I can see some blue sky. All is good in my world. Still on national lockdown, as you can tell by the amount of fucking cars on the road. Well, I suppose there's not that many. Oh, I've got my COVID jab booked. I'm a fat old knacker. When is it? 26th of March, first one, and then I want to say the 11th of June, but I can't rightly remember. I think it's the 11th of June. So I'll see if I get doctored days, because I can't, obviously I can't drive on the day, so I've got to get there. It's an hour away where I live, about 40 minutes. 40 minutes for the first one, half an hour for the first one, so you've got to allow 40 minutes. And then the other one is in Bournemouth, which on a bad day is an hour. On a bad day is an hour and a half. On a good day, probably again you'd have to leave a good hour. Yeah. So I've got books that I'll be seeing whether I get docked a day's wage or not. That wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. So anyway, that's enough of that. I shall speak to you when I've got some news of what I'm doing later on. Anyway, speak to you later. Bye.